What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Talking Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. Let's get straight into it, man. It's some Eagles topics. I'm about to go off. Brace yourself, buckle your seatbelt. Let's get right into it. Gardner Johnson went on the pivot and really opened up. This is why we never switched up on Gardner Johnson. Because I'm not going to fault a guy for showing heart. We preach in Philly. We love guys with heart. We love guys with passion. And then we traded away one of the most passionate players that we had. And some of y'all be treating Howie Roseman like he's God. He can still make mistakes. He can. Now, we'll see. We will see who was right. Because if Andrew Makuba and or Sidney Brown do not work out, then trading CJGJ was a generational mistake. But here's something that really pissed me off with the CJGJ interview. You're telling me after Howie called him and said, hey, buddy, and we're going to either trade you or cut you. The next day, they trade him to the Houston Texans. CJ calls Nick Sirianni. He calls Big Dom. And they don't answer the phone? That is insane to me. I'm sorry. That's insane to me. You can be an Eagles fan and still call out foul behavior. It's foul. It's fake. It's fake. Like, I know it's a business, but you telling me you're not going to answer the phone for a guy who clearly wears his heart on his sleeve? If I'm CJ, I'm crashing out. You telling me my son is asking me, Dad, we can't wear green no more? That would kill me. I would crash out on social media. And so just like the Joel Embiid report, that article that he's very vulnerable in that, John, it's a lesson to show empathy, show compassion to these athletes. Come on, y'all. That stuff pissed me off. Because CJ's play, he's not the only one, but CJ's play contributed to the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl is why Sirianni got himself an extension. So to not answer the phone for a player that contributed to you getting an extension, I don't know about y'all, but it's fake to me. It's fake to me. It's real talk. We're going to go out here and call it what it is. We are. I feel like you can still support this team. You can still be a fan. But you can also be critical and call stuff out when you can call stuff out. These guys ain't God. Like, come on. So that stuff, I just start with that because that did piss me off, bruh. And again, we didn't comment on him, talking a couple weeks ago about how the Eagles not gonna win a chip without him and all that stuff. We wasn't gonna talk about that because he clearly was hurt. It's like a breakup. Sometimes you talk out because you hurt by it. Let the person feel them feelings. And what did he do? He apologized. Well, he ended up saying, backtracking his comments and saying, I hope that, hey, if they win the chips, I'm going to support. And I respect that, bro. So CJ is always going to have a fan out of me. We cannot have it both ways in terms of supporting athletes who have heart. And then once they leave Philly, now it's, I don't like that guy. He got too much heart. He's too passionate. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. Let's talk about A.J. Brown real quick. You're telling me A.J. Brown is the fifth best wide receiver in the NFL? What the hell? CeeDee Lamb? Does he have a chip? Oh. Oh. Tyreek Hill? When was the last time he won something? Jamar Chase? I don't see him getting multiple touchdowns in multiple Super Bowls. Jettas? Does he have a championship? Oh, but A.J. Brown, he's got a ring. A.J. Brown in the 2023 Super Bowl, he got a touchdown. In the 2025 Super Bowl, he got a touchdown. So I know in the biggest moments, in the biggest games, I can count on A.J. Brown. And it's ludicrous that we have guys like CD that ain't been to the NFC Championship over A.J. Brown, yet y'all proclaim the Eagles being a super team. I'm going to say it again. You cannot have it both ways. DeVonta Smith is becoming one of the most disrespected wide receivers in recent memory. I'm sorry, which one of these wide receivers in the NFL right now has a Heisman Trophy? DeVonta Smith does. And y'all be treating him like some afterthought, bruh. On many teams in the NFL, on more than 2/3 of teams in the NFL, Smitty's gonna be the best wide receiver on the team. Smitty, his route running is crisp. His hands are crisp. Him as a deep threat, oh my gosh, his contested catches are a thing of beauty. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And the one thing I loved about Smitty was after the Commanders game where he dropped that pass, he came back the following game and torched the team. I think it was, I gotta figure out what team it was. Eagles 2024. I think it might have been the Cowboys 2024 schedule. It was, which one was it, bruh? No, we gonna get it right. I believe it was against the Cowboys. I knew it was. I knew it was. Against the Cowboys, Smitty went off. Because you know what, dog, when you see one, that's DeVonta Smith. What are we talking about? So I'm not hearing the disrespect. Not. Speaking of the disrespect, I want somebody to have a valid reason why Jalen Hurts is ranked the 9th best quarterback in the league without a hypothetical. Please enlighten me, because this guy is 0 for 365 in terms of hypotheticals. I have not seen Jalen Hurts win a hypothetical. Justin Herbert, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL, maybe in history, wins every single hypothetical because y'all prop up potential over production. I don't know about y'all. I go by what has happened. Let's look at the quarterbacks that are rated over Jalen Hurts, with him being rated the 9th best quarterback in the league. Jared Goff, he's the reason as a 7.5-point favorite. 7.5-point favorite. The Lions lost to the Commanders. He's the prime. It wasn't their defense. It was Jared Goff sitting the bed. Sorry, Mom. I had to cuss today because they're tripping out. We know Justin Herbert most overrated quarterback in the league. Matthew Stafford at 6. All right, like, I think his preference, I would rather have Jalen Hurts because of his running ability. And I think any given game, he can go toe to toe, throwing the ball with anybody. Jaden Daniels has played one season. One season. And every time he's played Jalen Hurts, he's lost. Same with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has never beat Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson, game for my life, I am picking Jalen Hurts 10 times out of 10 times, and I'm not blinking. Joe Burrow consistently misses the playoffs. Josh Allen cannot beat Patrick Mahomes. He can't outplay him if his life depends on it. And the only guy I would have over him is Patrick Mahomes. So again, I ask the question, can you name a reason why Jalen Hurts is the 9th best quarterback in the NFL without naming a hypothetical? All right then. All right then. I got 2 more things. We're going to talk about the Cowboys and the Commanders. Here is the nicest thing I'm going to say about the Dallas Cowboys. In the past 15 years, they've drafted 10 all-pro players in the first round. That leads the league by far. You talk about Pro Bowlers that Dak Prescott has played with as first-round picks. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Ezekiel Elliott, Leighton Vander Esch, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Travis Frederick, Bryson Jones, Byron Jones, whatever his name is, Byron Jones. What this tells me is, I know Jerry Jones gets a lot of flack. I know Jerry Jones gets a lot of flack. But in the draft, he does his job. So for how well the Cowboys draft, they don't need to spend in free agency. But the thing is, and the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles, both teams are great at drafting. But the chemistry is what separates the Eagles. Showing up in big moments is what separates the Eagles. And see, what Howie Roseman does is that he gets players that are ultra talented that have been tested in the big games. It's not rocket science. I'm going to draft a player that plays for Georgia, that plays for Alabama, because they have NFL type pressure since 18 years old. It ain't rocket science. So for the crowd that's saying Dak Prescott, he ain't have no team like Jalen Hurts, yes, the hell he did. He just ain't get it done. All right, last one. The Commanders. The Commanders. The Commanders are slowly but surely becoming the opposite of the Eagles. It's funny to me that the Eagles that just won the Super Bowl are one of the youngest teams in the NFL. And the Commanders that are looked at as this up-and-coming team, and they're about to take the league by storm, they're old as dirt. Washington is a retirement home. Von Miller, this ain't 2014, baby. I like Bobby Wagner. He had a career year. But it has become a retirement home in Washington. I like Zach Ertz. But all these guys is old as dirt, bruh. Deebo Samuel's getting up there, bruh. Their team is literally the oldest in the league. Their time is coming. Their time is coming. You would think that they would be the youngest team in the NFL and the Eagles would be the oldest team in the NFL. It's reverse. It's reverse. So what this is telling me is that they're really in win now mode. They're in win now mode because they don't have the ability to really wait these years out with Jay and Daniels because they got a team that's old as dirt. But Howie is one of them ones. And that's why we can always stay above the curve. And that's why if the Eagles hit it out the park in the 2025 draft and the 2026 draft, yes, 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 they will be a dynasty for the next 5 to 7 years. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're amped up today. We're amped up today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace.